I left it on your head, and when you ever overstated, your thoughts are never everything you wanted when you want. I'ma take it in the head with the signs of the disturbed. I'ma leave it on the side. You on the Christ when I breath on this set. Let me speak on behalf of the dead. I'ma leave, I'ma speak. I'm sick in the head. Come on, come on. Oh, barely my bits are off. Everything was better off. Oh, barely my bits are off.
Coach, we're just a stone's throw from the Delaware River. We've got some water to contend with ourselves. A steady rain falling at Lincoln Financial Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Washington Redskins and the Philadelphia Eagles. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. 180! Go! I can't believe it.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And good pressure defensively to stop him for a loss of a couple. Now there's also a flag to go with it. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Working from the gun, Wentz. This is intercepted. Reuben Foster picks it. I'm not sure exactly what they had planned for play number one from scrimmage, but I can guarantee it wasn't that interception.
No doubt about that one, because in their daydream, this was going to be a dream play to get things started. Instead, it turned into a nightmare for them.
Here we go. 180! Right there, 54 miles. Come on, boy. You got me right. Don't be scared of it. Tighten up.
Darius Geis, his first carry of the game. Down the numbers. There he goes. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Darius Geis, his fifth touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game, it leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
Yeah, a little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off, and not the ha-ha, that was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Wentz. This short throw caught by Goddard. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Shotgun now for Wentz. And that will be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that. As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here we go. 180! back.
Geis with the carry on second down. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Here we go. 180! One, Omaha. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football. Recon, 132 fighter. That's the one. 13. Show it up. Shoot. Jack. Kill.
Third down, here's Geis. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on the punt. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Mario, Pac-Man. 180! Link 5-2, punch!
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Check curls. 49. Go. It's 74.
Throwing now is Wentz. And he completes it to Cohen. Call it a gain of 5. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
At their own 33-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And the drive begins with a run by Geis. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Geis takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Here we go. Black 80. Check. Walk 54. I hope you brought your left.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is taken around the 12. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Here we go. Hey, Lou.
Wentz now on 1st down. That is caught by Cohen. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. To throw, it's Wentz. It's complete to Chris Conley. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 24-yard line.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says.
Go. 280. Check 56. No. You got block me. Check. Kill. Run. Undercross. Switch. The great 57.
Here's Wentz to throw. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They get a good chunk of that penalty yardage back. A gain of 15. 2nd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Watch safety 3. Outside, solid.
On 2nd down, it's Cohen. Even with the good move he showed, he'll be brought down short of the 15. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense. The Redskins on 3rd down, putting an extra man here in the secondary.
Kill. Check. Fresno. Hey, other side, solid. Sunday. Hang in there now.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Waiting. Check 55, Mike. Focus, defense, focus. He's
Wentz going to try and throw on 3rd. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Von Miller in there for a big milestone in this game. That's sack number 198 of his career. Ties him with Hall of Famer Reggie White for 2nd place all time. And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
12, fellas, here we go.
Shotgun handoff now to Geis. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Let's get it. Here we go. Wait, lock. Watch the screen.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And that is incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Washington. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 30. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
A pass complete here to Conley. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines.
Let's go.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes a better punter may actually determine the outcome.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now a handoff, Geis going right. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. The Redskins on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001. Here's Matt Bosher now, standing just about on his own goal line. That's taken at around the 40. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. First down, a run with Cohen. Even with the good footwork, he'll be stopped just inside the 35. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen, working his way for a gain of 7 to the 26. And he's going to be stopped close to the first down marker at about the Redskins' 26.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
He'll grab 3 yards on the play, taking it himself for the first down.
And what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up first downs.
They'll run on first down. Cohen. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Watch the run. One play. Switch. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up. Shift. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Tyson. Man 5-7. Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go. Shift. Watch the shift. Greystone travel.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz.
Kill.
He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Check three. Jam.
Throwing his Wentz. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. Well, call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's it.
And the pressure gets to him again. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, this is a guy who is already among an elite group of kickers that have hit from 60-plus in an NFL game, but that's a tough ask to try and get him to produce another one here.
You're exactly right. It's elite group for a reason, isn't it? No small feat for him to hit it from that distance. This one doesn't go through, but I always marvel at those guys because it's the same approach every time, the same smoothness when they swing their leg. Doesn't look like they're putting anything extra even when they're kicking it for 60-plus.
On the ground, it's Geis. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll run with Geis, and here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
At the Eagles' 36-yard line.
Here we go. 180! Let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball. Check.
On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Here's Geis. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
It's a party now. It's a party now. Pick the edge. Come 12. 6-6, pull it high.
Now a run with Geis. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. This one complete to Kelvin Harmon. 17 yards that time and a Washington first.
It's a gain of 17 yards. 1st down, Redskins.
Here we go. 180. And we're pretty quiet, team. We're pretty quiet.
On 1st down, this is Geis. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180.
Slam. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
Hey, go.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Garoppolo looking middle, and it's incomplete. Deebo Samuel was the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Garoppolo looks to throw. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. So good coverage there defensively as it looks like they'll force a punt on this opening drive of the 3rd.
Well, let's coach them up a little bit from right here in the booth. That's exactly what they needed to do. They need to start stringing together some stops, turning the ball over back to their offense, and trying to get back into this game.
Yeah, a couple scores down, but they can eat into that quickly with a nice drive here on the other side. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in Q3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matthew Ioannidis, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
Keep it up. Out. Shift. Great. Shift.
Wentz now to throw. Completes it to Aguilar. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible. Hope he's got man-to-man coverage.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Reuben Foster picks it, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in the game, you're thinking must be a free safety, maybe a corner. How about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time. And that's another great play to come away with the football.
They'll try to get this running game going with Geis. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain.
Hey. 58, boys, 58, Mike. Let's go. Shift. Watch the shift. Hey.
11.
On on 2nd and 9. Garoppolo. That's going to be caught by Samuel. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
21.
Slam. Wide, get wide.
2.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And he finds McLaurin. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Here we go. 180.
Geis, they'll try to run it, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Yeah, absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team would say, yeah, we called him the disruptor. And that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
From the 3 now, here they come on 3rd and goal.
65.
Staying on the ground, it's Love. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave them with a 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
This will be fielded at the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensively. 1st and 10. A quick pass out to Aguilar. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
From the 31, Wentz. It's caught by Aguilar. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Redskins scoop it. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find a good balance, carrying it firmly, get it
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. He's looking for another 4-sack game. That's how many he had last week. That's his 3rd.
And when I watch him rush the passer, the thing that always comes to mind for me is how well he uses his hands. The martial arts stuff that a lot of guys do in the offseason to work on those, paying dividends for him. He's getting home in a big way.
Watch twist. Sponge.
after the sack on first down. Garoppolo. And it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Watch the whip. SOS.
They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Again, it's Cohen. And an alley to run. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the fourth quarter.
Watch the run. 5-9.
On first down, Wentz. Man open, it's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've got momentum going, so you know I'm a big advocate. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Throw another play at them while you've got them locked on their heels.
Now Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Rashawn Gary make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Wentz's throw into the hands of Aguilar. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. From the gun, it's Wentz. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. On the draw, this is Cohen. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
The Eagles send out their punter now. Standing just outside his own goal line. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And not his best effort there, as this one's going to be spotted down just outside of the 40-yard line.
At the 44-yard line.
Here we go. Like 20. Come on. Hey, we have time right.
This is Geis. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Again, they run. Again, it's Geis. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, This intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down. So, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground, and the Redskins scoop it. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, Parker, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, it's Geis. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Redskins on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll hand it down to Geis. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. You know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
Geis alone in the backfield here. 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
On the ground, Geis. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Darius Geis with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Redskins capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
No. Off. Check safety. Hey, check 24.
They're going to try and run. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Landon Collins.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for him. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100-1. And it's not looking good for him here.
They start on the ground with Geis. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field, and that one looks to be in the area where someone was held. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They stay on the ground. Geis again. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a toss. This is Geis. Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Here's Matt Bosher now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They're down big here late. I don't know, you just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Throwing on first is Wentz. And he completes it to Cohen. And he's got this down to the 35. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, wahoo!
Again, they'll throw with Wentz. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements. Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Here we go, here we go. 180! And let's get in that hole.
So a victory here for the Washington Redskins, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for Washington, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they fall for the first time this season after 6 weeks.